Good evening, namaste, salutations and greetings. It's Thursday night, it's 9 o'clock, and it's Thursday Night Vibes with Master Rochi. I want to welcome everybody and let you know that this is brought to you by Master Rochi's Garden. And you can find Master Rochi's Garden at masterrochisgarden.com. Check it out. You can see all of our products. We've got a lot of cool pictures. We got some other information, interesting stuff going on there. Sign up for our newsletter and check us out. First thing is, hearts and good vibes and prayers and whatever need to go out to not only the Ukraine people, but also the world in general. I just saw where the Russians are now shelling the Europe's largest nuclear reactor, and if they say if it explodes, it's going to be 10 times worse than Chernobyl. I lived through the Chernobyl disaster. And we really, as a world, don't want a repeat of that, especially at 10 times the magnitude and damage. So, prayers, thoughts, good vibes for the world, for the Ukraine, and bless and look after the Ukrainian people during this onslaught. It's terrible. It's terrible. I'm still a Brotherhood of Man believer, and Age of Aquarius and peace and understanding, and I still have my hopes. But we need to take care of these bullies, and we need to take care of them harshly. And personally, I'm hoping the Russian people will take care of this issue for the world. So, as you can see, it is just myself. A couple of days ago, Lucid decided that he wanted to go to Poland and help out. So I found out about this yesterday when he stopped by on his way out of town. So we wish Lucid safety and the best of luck. We love you, brother. Wish you great things on your path and journey forward. So we are kind of looking for a new co-host, and talking to a few people, and we'll see what we come up with in the next week or so. So until then, you are stuck with yours truly. Now, I was trying to get Waylon. Say hi, Waylon.
Hello.
I was trying to get Waylon to be my co-host, but he said if I dare turn the camera on him, that he'll shut down everything. So I'm not messing with the camera.
I didn't say I'd shut it all down. I just wouldn't be able to operate.
Oh, he wouldn't be able to operate. That's not what he told me. Cut it off.
Okay.
He'd stop everything. But that's the kind of engineer producer I have, man. He rules with an iron fist. It's set up. Don't mess with it. Don't touch it. And all I can do is say, okay. And then I had a great charity idea. I was going to raffle Waylon, which Waylon's a single guy, off to the highest bidder for a date. Yeah, he's not going for that either. So Waylon's just not being really agreeable tonight.
No, I'm not.
No. The troll in the corner, Mama Rochi, is not here this evening either. So it's just kind of Waylon and I hanging out doing this, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
So something else I want to kind of talk about quickly is donations. I know everybody is wanting to really help out in the Ukraine and everything that's going on, but please, there's a lot of people out there that are going to use this horrific incident to just grab some money. If you want to donate, please do your homework and make sure you're donating to good, reputable relief organizations. Because I know that GoFundMe is going to be exploding with all kinds of stuff, and it's great. Let's get help where help is needed and in the best, honest way possible. So everybody needs to do what we need to do to get through this. And it looks like we're going to all be paying a little bit more at the pump for the foreseeable future, unless something changes. But again, I would rather sacrifice and put an end to this. And that's my personal opinion. So let's move on to some happier stuff. Oh, yeah.
Ryan Mullins commented and said, "Holy shit, you actually look like that."
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is, unfortunately, this is me in a cartoon form. So, yes. And you know what? And that, we're a small company. I mean, a very, very small company. I'll get into that a little bit later in the program. But, we believe, or I believe, so much in this product that, we're not using a cartoon logo. We're not using some fancy design. I'm putting my face where my pride is. I really believe that our line can help people, and I'm proud to be on there, and I'm proud to be spreading the word of what CBD and cannabis can do. And that actually kind of ties into what I was getting ready to talk about. Our YouTube channel has content. Yay, Waylon! So we got the bugs and everything worked out, so we actually have content now on our YouTube channel. So fantastic. And with that, we've been talking about the beginning of the educational series, Curious About Cannabis, and we will start shooting and putting that together in not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. So here in 2 to 3 weeks, we should have some of our educational videos start showing up. So we've got a lot of exciting stuff coming. I was on CannabisRadio.com with Brasco, doing the grassroots marketing section of that broadcast. I haven't been notified of actually when it is airing or if it has aired. So anyway, as soon as I get that information, I'll get it posted. But had a great time. Thank you again, Brasco. It was a wonderful opportunity, and hopefully look forward to doing it again at some point in time. So very gracious host, a lot of good information on that channel. Definitely check out CannabisRadio.com. And so, moving on from that, we have had a heck of a time trying to put this together, between myself being gone and Waylon being gone at times. But we have a fantastic interview coming up for you. Adrian Cazares, he is a wonderfully engaging, intelligent man. He was an ambassador to President Valencia Fox of Mexico. He had a very large role in getting cannabis legalized in Mexico. And we had the wonderful opportunity to sit down with him when we were in Chicago and do this interview. We do have some technical issues with it, and there will be a portion where it'll just be audio. But stay tuned, and Waylon, why don't we launch that interview with Adrian? But I'll be back in a few minutes. David Thompson, we're going to be running a song for him between the interviews with Adrian. So sit back and enjoy, and I will see you in a few minutes.
How you doing, y'all?
Hello. Hey.
we've got a good friend tonight. And Adrian, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Thank you, Master Roach. Adrian Marcel Cazares. Been in the industry for consistently now for about the last 7 years. I started my career on July 1st, 2017 in Las Vegas, Nevada, when rec became legal in the state of Nevada, fresh out of the resort and casino space, where I had spent about 10 years working in that space prior.
Wow, that's
yeah. I went from one vice to a saving plant medicine.
right, exactly.
And that, fortunately enough, as I entered the space after a year and went through the licensing process there with some partners, and we all went through the debacle of the Nevada Department of Taxation and all the licensing mess that was created there.
I remember.
I was fortunate enough to meet former Mexican President Vicente Fox at the cannabis conference at the Westgate.
Oh.
And through a mutual contact, Dimitri Downing, the founder of MITA, the Marijuana Industry Trade Association,
right.
We connected, and shortly after that I was invited to the Canna Mexico Summit in Mexico, and got to meet a lot of the bigger players in the space, the Cookies of the world, the Tilrays of the world, and I was blessed to receive an ambassadorship under President Fox, and I was his U.S. ambassador for the Central Fox Presidential Library of Studies and the Vamos Mexico Foundation for 2.5 years. Did a lot of work.
Wow.
We raised a lot of money. We raised a lot of money and built a hospital for children with disabilities, orphans, and the elderly in Mexico that either can't afford to take care of themselves, don't have the family to take care of themselves, or just simply aren't able to take care of themselves anymore. We built a tremendous hospital in the town of San Miguel de Allende in Mexico. It has the largest therapy pool in Latin America, and the men and women there of the organization just do tremendous work. And the Foxes are very forward-thinking, particularly President Fox. He's one of, I would say, the top advocates for all plant medicines, not just cannabis and hemp, but psilocybin. The work that he's done with Chiron Life Sciences, the Canadian group, they've expanded and have done tremendous work in Latin America. Colombia, one of those very forward-thinking countries, that's also doing some great work. And I love what Latin America is doing. Mexico's special because they're our neighbors right to the south, and just like our neighbors to the north, they've decriminalized. So we, as a nation, as a tribe, we used to be the cool kids.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're the ones at the back of the bus, sandwiched between two nations that recognize this is not harmful to its people. In fact, it's a benefit.
Right.
Bring this forward now, just a few days ago, that Forbes article with the heading that the study has shown that the use of cannabis and the use of hemp blocks the cell receptors for the current issues that we're facing.
Right. Now, if I remember correctly, wasn't that being spouted like a year or over a year ago that, hey, cannabinoids, block COVID, and everybody's,
Sure.
And just kind of pushed it off to the side.
Of course. And, unfortunately, for our community, the marijuana community as a whole, anytime anyone has ever popped up and said, this is a case for cannabis, this is a cause that cannabis can fight, we always get dismissed. Oh, you Cheech and Chong, you hippies, you stoners, you et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, yeah.
And we always just got blown off to the side. We've never been taken this seriously.
And it turns out that we knew what we were talking about the whole time.
Yeah. I'm not going to be the first one to sing the sounds of it, I told you so, but I will say, throughout this now, where we're in our second year of this infodemic, as I like to refer to it, that's how I choose to reference it. I have my intake of THC and CBD, my regimens have gone up, obviously, especially during the first few months of lockdown. I was in Illinois when Governor Pritzker chose to lock down the state. I was visiting my sister. She was about to give birth to her fourth child, my third niece, and my use of THC went up. And throughout this whole time, thank you, Jesus, I have not gotten sick.
All right.
In any capacity, no colds, no nothing like that, and I attribute it to my routine use of the plant.
You know, and I've had kind of a similar experience. I got the Johnson vaccine. I haven't had a booster. I've been on a regimen of my golden medley oil, which is a CBD, CBG, and CBDA blend. And I've been on that regimen, and nobody else in the house has been. I have never tested positive. Everybody in the house has tested positive twice. I've had all kinds of friends around me that have tested positive. I just took a test 2 days ago, tested negative. And, you know, I believe that the only thing that's different amongst the household is my regimen of this oil.
I wholeheartedly agree.
And, you know, it's empirical, but it's there. And
Yeah, it's not something to be ignored. You can't ignore it.
no. Other than that, you know, then I'm invincible to COVID just with one vaccine. So, you know, if that's the explanation, well, I don't believe it.
Yeah. Well, no, and there's still a tremendous amount of work that needs to be done as far as the research and the studies. You know,
Certainly.
too much is getting jumbled up. So we're not going to know for quite some time, way till after this whole thing is be behind us,
Right.
what the causes were and what the saviors were.
Well, you know, once again, you know, we need that research, we need education, but it's kind of hard when it's a Schedule I
Yes, sir.
substance.
Yes, sir.
You know, we just imagine where we could be if this had been taken off of the Schedule I 2 years ago.
Yes, sir. And I'll tell you, you know, the last handful of trade shows towards the end of this past year, most recently at NECAN here in Chicago in December, the discussions of what's going to happen to push forward the agendas of interstate commerce, to push forward federal legalization. And no one wanted to be the first one to step up. Stephen Goff from Owens and Lambs, who's a mutual friend, which is how we
Right.
met. Another mutual friend that he was gracious enough to introduce me to, Tony P, who has Tony P's networking events here in Chicago. He introduced me to a gentleman from Paychex. Everybody knows Paychex. It's a $4.1 billion company. ADP, I believe, is their only competitor. I believe it's Coke and Pepsi, like the two big boys.
Right, right.
As of 2 weeks ago, Paychex is now offering their full portfolio of products, payroll, human resources, tax management, you name it, for the cannabis community.
Really?
That is a power play. That is going to solve the issue that the banking world has chosen not to answer.
Wow.
So they are saying yes to the legitimacy that to the legitimacy of profit that the cannabis market brings to commerce.
Right. You know, I was asked, and I wrote a piece about, you know, how you feel about the coming year, and I was pretty pessimistic. But you know, I'm thinking because of everything and how unpopular Washington is right now, just nobody likes anybody. You know, people don't even like themselves right now.
Exactly.
You know, I am getting positive on cannabis because it is the one thing that these bozos can actually come together on that 80% or plus Americans agree on,
Yes, sir.
and everybody could chalk it up as a win and make everybody feel good. So actually, I'm not so pessimistic about this coming year. What are your thoughts?
You know, I'll tell you, the discourse everywhere, the reason Washington is not popular right now, the reason nobody can agree on, we can't agree on it, we can't agree on these things. Not to make, I'm not getting political, like this is not the forum, but we can't agree on this.
Exactly, right.
The last 2 years, people were Republicans first before they were human beings first. They were Democrats first before they were human beings first.
Right.
There is just discourse. We need unity. We need to come into agreement. And I wholeheartedly agree with the point that you just made. Plant medicines, cannabis, those are things we can come into agreement with.
Right. And, you know, and these people just think, every time you talk about cannabis legalization, they only think about the recreational market. They don't think about the full plant-based medicine market. And also all of the other positive derivatives that we could get that could replace who knows what.
Yes.
We already know what the fibers are capable of. I mean, there's just so much of a world out there, and we're talking about renewable sources and the long lasting of the fibers. I mean, you buy a pair of jeans made out of hemp, and you're going to have them for a long time.
Yes, sir.
But again, we've got to move forward on this stuff. Enough is enough.
Yes, sir. There's a gentleman in Palm Springs, an automaker, who's done some pretty jaw-dropping things in the automotive industry with his using hemp components. So he's currently in the stages of completing a hemp-built car, completely the parts, the engine parts, that are everything from soup to nuts out of hemp. I believe it'll hit public knowledge within the next year or two, and it's keep an eye out for that.
Wow, if he comes up with that, that is going to be absolutely incredible. But
Yeah.
from what the polymers and all that are coming out of hemp, I can believe it. I mean, some of the science is just absolutely amazing. Again, imagine if we could research this in every university and open it up to American ingenuity and entrepreneurs and say, hey, run with it, see what you guys can figure out. And
Exactly.
I mean, this could change the world.
Exactly. There are some other great. You speak of the collegiate level. There are individuals out of Oklahoma that are working with of course Mississippi State and Ole Miss have they've had kind of cornered
Right.
researching. But,
yeah.
What's come out of that on the endocannabinoid system are some things that are really going to blow off the lid. So to keep the main thing when you ask me how I feel about 2022,
Right.
this is going to be a renaissance for our community. And the question that stuck with me from 2021 is, what's going to happen to our culture when commercialized marijuana becomes the thing? Big marijuana is what we're afraid of. But it's these grassroots initiatives. We're the only industry on planet Earth that was founded on a grassroots initiative, and we're going to continue so long as we can maintain that part of our culture.
Go away. The truth is kind of free.
Hi, welcome back. Namaste. That was David Thompson and Strange, one of the good friends of our show. We love David, and always happy to be putting out some of his music. I want to thank Paul and Ryan for sharing our video. Thank you very much. That's great. And we love it when people share. So share away, please. Remember that this is brought to you by Master Rochi's Garden, and you can find us at masterrochesgarden.com. We've got some fantastic organic 3-ingredient beard oils here. I love them. I love them. We have our carts, and we have a couple different oils, and this one right now is just the Golden Medley. Check out our website. Check out our products. We've got some cool pictures and some other information there. Sign up for our newsletter. Anyway, let's get back to the second half of my interview with Adrian, and I will see you in just a couple of minutes.
And educational reform is extremely important. We have to make sure that just as we're working hard, as we had mentioned earlier, organizations like NORML and META, the Marijuana Industry Trade Association, as hard as we're working to make sure we're getting solid, factual information into the hands of those that are making the decisions, there's a lot of work that needs to be done to make sure we're getting that information into the hands of the patients, into the hands of the adult recreational user, the adult user that is medicating, the adult medicator that is just, they may not have the medical card, but they're just medicating, whether it's, I myself, I use flour on a daily basis, as opposed to, 15 years ago, I was on a regular regimen of Xanax and all that. The Lord used the plant to save my life from that lifestyle of popping pills and all that.
Yes. We were talking in the other segment on what they're showing with the cannabinoids now in COVID. I agree, and you said it's a trade association. We might have to look into getting into that. We're a member of the Midwest Hemp Council now.
Yes, no, please, we welcome you. Dimitri Downing, a former prosecutor, the state of Arizona, founded META, along with David Fowler. They've done tremendous work in the state of Arizona, and they, just as they advocate for the patients, they advocate for the adult user, they advocate for brands.
Really?
They believe that they believe in open markets. They believe that brands and companies should be able to make whatever products they want, whatever dosages they want, so long as those products aren't poisoning people.
Well, yeah, that's that's a wonderful standard, and hopefully, the people that are poisoning, we can get them out of the industry. We need to self-regulate and self-regulate better. We don't need people that don't know the industry coming in and telling us how to run it.
Well, and that's exactly right. The other part of what META does is they're not politicians, they're not lobbyists, but they work with politicians to make sure that the laws and regulations they plan on enacting are for the benefits of the patients, the adult users, the brands, and the companies. And if they're not, to check them on that. Someone who has not been in the cannabis industry, someone like a career politician who knows nothing about growing, extracting, or whatever it may be, the basic financial structure for a transaction of the sale of a license, whatever it may be, if they don't have the basic knowledge of any of those facets of this industry, how are they going to be the ones to regulate us and to tell us how we can and cannot grow our plant or sell our plant?
Exactly, but if we aren't good at doing it ourselves, then that's what we're going to face.
That's exactly right.
We need to police our own industry, set our own standards above the standards that they want to set for us, and show them that we're serious about safe whole plant medicinal therapy.
Yes, sir.
You know, and I think that, you know, cannabis is just a start. I think we need to look seriously into psilocybin. And, you know, it's time to unlock the miracles of these plants and compounds.
Yes, sir. There are other nonprofit organizations such as Athletes for Care. You know, former athletes that are now retired that believe in the use of plant medicines. Marvin Washington, you know, Super Bowl champ, big supporter of media, big supporter. Oh my goodness, I apologize. That was. Oh, that's my sister yell. Just so you know, I'm not.
No, we need to wrap this up anyway.
But Athletes for Care is an organization that believes not just in the furtherance of the medicinal benefits of cannabis, but psilocybin as well. You know, there's been the talks of microdosing and what's going to happen with that. There's a doctor who I would love to connect you with out of Phoenix, Dr. Rashir Gupta. He did his fellowship at Mayo Clinic.
I think we were in Clubhouse, and he spoke a few times. Am I incorrect?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I. Right. I was on Clubhouse for a hot minute.
Right.
And I'm like.
Well, I think that's kind of how we met.
Yes, sir. And I'm like, wait, this is too distracting. I get enough of this at work. I don't need this when I'm not there.
Right.
But he has done tremendous things in his medical studies using CBD and, you know, wanting to discover the use of other plant medicines. Nice. You know, he's a forward thinker who, you know, when everyone decides when their fellowship is finishing up where they're going to go, and they start making decisions, I'm going to go with the Kaiser Permanentes of the world. Dr. Gupta decided to open up his own clinic because he knew that the way the current medical system is set up to profit, it's not a space to do work with plant medicines. But you know, those are the type of individuals we need. You know, my prayer is that in the political sphere of things, and I am not a politician, I have no desire to be a politician, but I pray that more candidates that decide to run for office that are pro-cannabis come with some type of experience with plant medicines so we can start seeing those changes. That's the only way we're going to see some real change.
Again, you know, we're the people that put them there. And if that's the kind of candidate that we want, that kind of a candidate will appear to us. I mean,
amen.
That's kind of how it works.
From your mouth to God's ears, brother.
You know? So, hey, Adrian, I want to thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste, my friend. Namaste. You got to promise me that you're going to, you know, visit us again.
Of course, yes.
Hang out.
Yes, please do, and we need y'all to come visit us in Arizona. Come to the desert.
Oh yeah.
We do it a little They do it a little differently. Like I'm from there, from here, but they do it a little differently there. But you'll enjoy it. It's good vibe.
You know
it's
what?
A good vibe.
Count me in like February, March, when Indiana's really nasty. That's the time for us to head west.
Excellent. No, we'll do a podcast from the Foundry Hotel at the Meta event. We'll have you be our guest.
Oh, cool. That'd be great.
Awesome. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
God bless you.
All right, and you know, we'll get right back to Lucid and I, and thank you very much.
Success, y'all.
Hey, welcome back. And you know what? We're going to be bringing you pro-cannabis candidates here locally in Indiana. We are going to let you know about their stances, and hopefully we'll be able to get a few of them on and actually interview them and talk to them about their cannabis stance. And we are open to hear all sides, all views. You know, part of this is to help educate myself and educate you. You know, we're not going to try to present anything other than all the information we can possibly put together for you to make your own decision. But, you know, hopefully we can bring you interesting stuff, expand your knowledge, and have some fun with this. You know, and again, we thank Adrian a whole lot. Can't wait to get him back on. You know, thank you, brother. Namaste. That was just a short snip actual the conversation, because that was Steve Goff and Adrian and I were sitting in the room, and we probably talked for 4 or 5 hours actually. Just some amazing conversation. So that's just a small snippet of it, and we've got some other wonderful and interesting guests from different aspects of entertainment and all coming on to talk with us. So stay tuned with that, and we will be letting you know who's coming up, and we're going to get better at this. We've had a rough couple 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and we haven't been putting out the notices that we should on our social media accounts. However, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about us. We're a real small business, a real small business. Well, we're a family, maybe not by blood, but by spirit and heart. You know, I still work a day job. My wife, she has a part-time job, and she's also disabled, Mama Rochi. Everybody is donating, and we have so many wonderful people that believe in what we're doing and what we're trying to do, that come to help us out, and they've donated the most precious thing that they can donate, and that's their time and their talent to the company. And I want to put a heartfelt thanks out to everybody that's been involved. You see me, but I'm just a very, very, very small portion of what's actually going on. And I want to thank everybody that is supporting us, you know, purchasing our product and giving us likes and follows and shares on our social media. Those are the two biggest things you can do. Like I said, we are a very, very small company. We're striving to succeed, to show other people that, you know, if you take the time and the effort, you know, you can succeed too, you know. So again, thank you everybody for supporting us, and don't forget, this is Master Rochi, and we're being sponsored by my garden. Yes, Master Rochi's Garden at masterrochisgarden.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram. I have a Twitter account now. I haven't started it, but I will be starting to get on Twitter, and now that we have our YouTube channel up, so please let your friends know. If you can't get our product, or you know, at least share, like us, help us out on social media, that would be great. You know, it's all about the analytics. So you know, thank you very much. And you know, we'll get more into to the company and how we were founded and backgrounds on each of us in the future. But what I've told people in the past, and I kind of want to share, that every 10 years you're a new you. And if you go back and look at your life, especially when you start getting a little older, and you can really start seeing this. And you can decide today who you want to be, and it may take 10 years to get there, but it's possible. And I'm a real example of this. I am nowhere even remotely close to the person I was 10 years ago. And that's a good thing for all of us, because I wasn't a great person. And I know it, and I'm, you know, learned a lot of hard lessons for the past 10, 15 years, but it's made me a much better person, and it's changed my thinking. So, you know, that's the thing, is you can achieve whatever, but you've got to be willing to take that first step on that 10-year path. It's not a get rich quick. It's not, you know, you're going to be a different person tomorrow. It's going to take a long time and a lot of work. But don't let your past define you. Don't let what you are today dictate who you're going to be in the future. everybody's got so much potential. You know, follow your dreams, follow that craft, that desire. You know, if you always wanted to paint, paint. If you've always wanted to learn to make music and play guitar or drums or piano, it doesn't matter your age. You know, jump into it, pursue that passion. You know, let it out, let it guide you. You know, we've got enough stress and garbage in our lives that we've got to take time for ourselves. And remember, everybody has a backstory. So, you know, be kind to each other, especially people you know and maybe know well. You don't know the whole story. Nobody does. Nobody shares everything. So just be aware. Be kind to each other. We've got a lot more in common than we do that divides us. So, you know, namaste, my friends, and as always, peace, love, and good vibes.